Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Critscast. Got a fun matchup for you today. This is ETF2L Highlander Season 24 Prem Qualifiers. Kanker Esports versus Soup1. My name's Godfather. I'm joined by Meer on the mic.
Because one of these teams at the end of tonight will be in Prem, the other unfortunately relegated to Div 1. It's going to be a best of 3.
Well, here's hoping that is a fun one to watch. Do you want to run through some rosters for us before we get started?
On the side of Kanker, we have got Jenny on the Scout, Tim Soldier, Gambit on Pyro, Kevin Demoman, Anti2 on the Heavy Weapons guy, Engineer is going to be Inner, Medic is God's Ares, Nutricula on Sniper, and finally for tonight is going to be Chupa on the Spy class. Do you want to run us through Soup 1's roster?
Absolutely. We got Ollie on Scout, Habif on Soldier, Pyro is Dodd, Demoman, as you have mentioned, is Daga, Heavy is Chanto, Engineer Gurgos, Clin on Medic, Norby on Sniper, and Unforgiven on Spy. Meer, who do you think is going to win this match?
I think I'm going to have to say Kanker takes this, but I think it's going to be a close series. I think we're going to see a third map on this one.
This could absolutely go either way, and I too am hoping for a 3-map series. This is a best of 3, and we are going live in map number 1. This is some Prem Highlander qualifiers for Season 24, Kanker Esports versus Soup1. My name's Godfather, joined by Meer on the mic. Wiethoofd is on production for us. And yeah, we'll just be getting into setups here. Do you want to rerun through rosters real quick, or is that not worth it?
We certainly can do. So for Kanker in the red, we've got Jenny Scout, Tim Soldier, Pyro's going to be Gambit, Kevin on the Demoman, Anti2 Heavy, Inner on the Engineer, God's Ares on Medic. It's going to be sniping Nutricula, and Chupa on Spy. A few butchered in there, no doubt, but who have we got on the side of Soup 1?
Ollie is your Scout, Habif on Soldier, Dodd on Pyro, Demoman is Daga, Heavy is going to be Chanto, Engineer Gurgos, Clin is the Medic, Norby on Sniper, and Unforgiven on Spy. And as we are in this setup, just looking like a traditional setup, although my HUD is broken. So it seems like 10 seconds is the amount of time remaining.
So we do see Kanker opting for a pretty standard setup, an aggro gun. They're obviously quite keen to shut down Soup's initial sackers here, and that is what we will sit in anticipation of so far. So Unforgiven does get picked off pretty early by Nutricula. Sticky's still up on the side of Kevin as the Pyro makes his way forward, completely denied by the gun. Dagger is in.
Dagger's bombing! He's going behind and he hits nice damage in, and he wipes the Demo, Pyro, and Engineer. Sniper's still up, but this man has got to be a lot more careful on the defensive side. Soup1 here in trouble with a beautiful demo sack from Daga.
Yeah, he's back up already with so many picks coming off. Kanker do still have this Uber charge. They're going to be scrabbling to get their way to that teleporter. So if Soup act quickly, they should be able to capitalize quite well on this. Certainly get an early first off, but Gurgosh and Ollie dying early in conjunction with Dagger is really not going to serve them well, and the Uber is near completely waste on their part.
Getting that Uber exchange out, and we got the Spy at spawn. Unforgiven getting the, or trying to get the teleporter down. I believe he got the entrance, which is all that really matters here, and that Uber exchange important. Although I will say, with my NA experience, I'm surprised to see right here that Soup1 has not backed out. Unforgiven goes in, and he'll get a stab. Nutricula is down, no defensive sniper anymore. Gurgos had gone back to spawn to get that teleporter back up, I believe, using his wrench to do so. Look at this push coming forward. A lot of pressure onto Car. Ollie finding a kill onto the other Scout. Anti2, he's hitting some shots. A little bit of frags going to favor the defending team as a banner was popped out. Still trying to creep over hill. Trooper is lying in wait, though, on the left side. Looks like things are going to slow down a little bit further here, Meer.
Yeah, it looks like Soup just sort of taking this position, waiting for the overcharge to build up, and just applying as much pressure to Kanker as they can. Of course, not losing their medic, really critical. And as I say, they do actually pop off. It's a bit of a trade on track. Nobody going down just yet, but it's going to be all about post-positioning and health. And Soup1 really do not have it right now, losing both Habib and Unforgiven here, and Chupa in position to strike on Jandos as well. Does just about manage to get him. The cart seemingly pretty close to that line there, but with so many numbers down for Soup1, they are not going to get this position this time around. So Medic's just going to sort of wait it out, try and build that up with every bit. Kanker have a bit of a stronghold going on this first point here, but that car is tantalizingly close right now.
Absolutely. A spy, a scout, anybody really could get in. Look at Unforgiven standing up on Playgun right now, looking for a decloak. He's there. Looking for the medic. Can't quite find it. He'll die. But he did allow for a little bit of damage in. Wasn't enough. And I realized that as I reloaded my HUD, my casting essentials broke what team it was. So excuse me if I had the team name swapped. Here's an Uber from the blue team, the third on this first point. Maybe they'll be able to get some damage into onto the gun. It's railed right now. The counter pop coming back in, looking to collapse is Kanker Esports. They're going to find two as the medic and heavy both down. Now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Daga going to go down as the 8th, and it's just Unforgiven alive. He's looking for the decloak onto point, and the pyro is there. That is effectively a full team wipe out of from Kanker Esports onto Soup One. They are looking so strong here on this first hold.
Yeah, Soup One, they had that Uber advantage in hand, but Klin got forced a little too far back to a bit of spam. They just couldn't get deep enough, and then God's Errors was just there ready to return. They're going to try and take this hill and big dick it a little bit, but losing 2 numbers is really not going to credit them. Kevin is so aggro with Gambit, is making it really, really muddy for Soup to try and get in that car. Progressively rolling back, and Kanker really do have their hands around the neck of Soup One as they try so desperately to go over this hill, and Dagger getting picked off by Nutriclo is certainly not going to speed up matters. Of course, they do have the fallback of these fast spawns. They're medic 30% away from Uber charge, but it's not the best position to be in. So much time ticked down on this first point already.
I'm seeing Unforgiven back at spawn. He's going to get the teleporter and the heavy there, delaying Anti-2's respawn even further. But Trooper on a 4K himself, he'll find the heavy on the other side. Nice reflect onto Beef there. As here's the Uber change once again onto point. Pyro getting very weak on the blue team. A lot of flashes going around. Looks like finally the red team will be forced out. They're over hill. Dagger's in though, and he'll find the med. A beautiful flank play going deep. And that is, as I mentioned, a med down. Unforgiven looking for a play on hill right now. Such a beautiful disguise. No one realizes it. And he'll find the sniper there, now dancing away. Nice spy play right there as blue team will continue to get onto hill, and red is on cart right now with their heavy, their pyro. This is not looking good positionally. What's going on right now?
It looked like Kanker just committed a little too deep in tunnel to try and delay that car. I mean, it certainly worked to their credit, but it's allowed their combo to get completely wiped out to the number advantage coming out of Soup One. So you've got Trooper, Jenny, and Anti-2 in that tunnel. It looks like they might get cleaned up soon enough, but what they are doing is delaying a lot of time. A few numbers down from Kanker Esports now, so they're going to have to set up on third. It's really, really risky for them to even try and edge their way into second. Perhaps a bit of greed from their flanks to delay that car a little bit. 4 minutes 20 for Soup One to pick up that first point. You'd expect them to be sort of at least progressing towards roller coaster on third at this point, so not the fastest time by any stretch, but certainly recoverable if Kanker make any more mistakes like that. And as I say, Klin does get picked off by Nutricula on that hill area. They're just trying to work their way up, progress into that banana, but the collapse from Kanker could prove too much here.
Well, losing that demo man early as a player from Soup One was able to just walk forward and kill him. A 21 second respawn time in total on him. 4 down for Kanker Esports. It's been tough. Got Chando sitting in shithouse right now, getting some spam in onto the red combo. And just look at this fearful positioning from Ares. He is so isolated right now, barely has any players. He's forced out almost immediately. The Pyro very aggressive on the blue team. Not looks like they popped earlier. Didn't actually see where that happened, but now going to be looking to build up another Uber. Ares popping back in, trying to deny so much. Can they catch out this medic? They do in the air. He'll go down. A beautiful recollapse from Kanker Esports. Ares now caught out on the cart though, and he'll go down, dying on the objective. Here's this heavy going to finally go down. The spy is in the area looking for the engineer right now. Can Inna, stay alive? And he will gun down that spy. And it looks like somehow, in some way, Kanker Esports is looking to try to hold on to this point a little while longer. The sniper holding down the sightline best he can.
Yeah, it looked like a really good entry out of Chando to try and kill all those players on the side of Kanker, and it was supported really well by Norby there as well, and it allowed them to get that aggressive positioning in, but then the counter came out and Soup One lost so many numbers, but not without return on to Kanker. So Soup One now making their way into the upper area. Third point now pretty much secured on their part, and they've got that all-important tile control.
Yeah, this tile control with no medic up on the red team, it's going to be almost impossible to retake it unless they get some nice picks out of the sniper or spy here. That being said, spy finds a stab onto the scout. Going to slow down the card a little bit, but it's still in progress. Unforgiven decloaking by Spawn. He's going to get the sap onto the dispenser. Should notify the NG that he is in the area with this tile control, putting out so much spam, and that sniper sightline still dominant right now. Looking for the counter snipe is Nutricula, but unable to find it so far. We're looking at a pretty long time here so far. Daga will get sniped down. Here's the Uber, unable to save him though. And this is just a poverty Uber. You're not going to find too many frags. Gurgo's actually going to go down after the Uber. 49% for the side of Kanker.
Yeah, not sure if it was picked up, but the force in upper actually came from Anti-2, the red heavy walking up spiral into the medic completely unnoticed. So pretty huge out of him, but they just lost so many numbers in that. They're going to have to resort to a bit of a pub hold. Wow.
I didn't see it, but
wow.
On a 3K is Flynn, and he just found the arrow onto Ares, and look at this card. So much pressure. Anti-2 trying to gun down players, actually getting a couple there with the help from Kevin, or other way around perhaps, Kevin getting the kills. But that card's so close, trying to just bot for it right now. The Pyre, the Heavy, trying to get on. Now it's the Spy Trooper, will find the stab onto him. And look at this, Tim Tom up in tiles right now, taking that space away. Ares playing your choke with his demo man. The Scout's kind of trapped up in clock, and he won't be able to touch for a little while longer unless he goes in for a bot now. I say that, and Trooper finds the stab onto him. This desperation hold is looking pretty good. Chanto trying to force out these players from clock, and so far successful. But a couple frags going both ways here. Unforgiven's going to be looking for the decloak on cart fairly soon, I suppose.
Yeah, in spite of how close that cart is, Kanker have managed to reset in this upgrade, which is so powerful for them. It allows them to just rain from above onto that cart. It's going to be a bit of a pig for Soup to try and retake this, being on a 40% disadvantage, but it's like Chandos wants to be the one to make that call. Does huge damage to Anti, but ultimately he is out on his own. No follow-up for him just yet. And Kanker are just going to have to settle in, try and get a bit comfortable. They were a bit greedy on the previous points, and I can imagine this is where they want to make up their time after a sort of lackluster second and third. As Soup One are formulating an offense. Sorry, they've got Uber
Here's the
now.
push. They're coming in up into tiles, bringing this Pyro forward. The counter pop is there to go down from the blue flank. Soup One dropping a lot of players here. They're going to lose their NG as well. Here's the collapse, trying to come in. Trooper is dancing around the combo. Kevin getting some good damage, and they'll drop another player. Chando going down. There's the Fed. Will get gunned down. Anti-2 finding some frags late into the fight on a 5K for himself. And it was 7:07 through 3, a pretty poor time in my opinion, or at least from what I've seen. But now with such a long last hold coming through, Kanker Esports is looking in great. It's looking great right now. Habib might get caught underneath as well.
Yeah, I'd say a notable lack of discipline, sort of on the first 3 points, but now they saw that Soup One had a bit of momentum behind them, and now they've got to sort of relax a bit, try and be a bit more cohesive and not get carried away with themselves. And this setup they've got here is looking pretty solid. Soup One are meandering their way under, looking to make Norby a little bit of room. But Clint goes painfully weak there. He's burning out. So he might just survive there. So many numbers down. It could be a bit of an opportunity for a sack into the medic, but looks like he might just slip away with Chandos.
Yeah, this is it's such a slow push here for the side of Soup One. They really need to figure out what they want to do. I personally would advocate trying to get a sack in onto this med without expending their own Uber. Clint has to live here and be able to re-collapse, get some good point time. Speaking of the point, it went from being right on the edge of a cap. We'll be seeing an exchange happening up in tiles, so I'll talk about that later. As the Ubers came out, a couple frags going both ways. Neither Heavy staying alive. Habib now up on tiles right now. He'll find one frag, but dying to the other soldier. And it looks like with so many frags, that will be enough for Soup One to finally keep going forward. What did you see in that fight?
Dagger just went absolutely huge. He was at the bottom of the stairs. He was keeping Clint alive, and he hit an insane number of pipes. Got a nice bottle onto Jenny as well, and he, really did assist in wiping Kanker there, and it's going to help his team push over the line. Just Anti-2 left alive from Kanker, and that eventually does go Soup One's way. 12 minutes at this level of play is not great.
My knowledge of top level Highlander is you're looking at 8:30 like an average for like Prem or Invite. 12-minute time is something maybe I would be able to pull off. But definitely looking for a better time here out of the other team. It's now Kanker on blue, if I'm not mistaken here.
It certainly is. So let's hope that sort of Soup 1 don't replicate the mistakes of Kanker there. I mean, Kanker really did hold them off for a significant length of time, but their second and third holds were near non-existent. They just got a bit too greedy. A few players were going for individual plays. They were staying too deep in tunnel and not supporting the combo, and it sort of fell apart for them a little bit there, but they made up for it on their first and last holds, and it seemed to serve them pretty well here. So we'll have to see what the return of Soup is here on their defense.
Definitely looking to see if Dag is able to be a good defensive demo man on a payload map. And as we get started here, it's just going to be up to the sniper looking for a pick. Very aggressive sniper peek on the right side, I think, should be getting called out by Unforgiven. Dag going to be watching this hill, getting some spam in. But as things develop, I'm looking at Anti2, who looks like he wants to run all the way around, uses a sack, Pyro coming in, gets deleted immediately, and there is the demo, I believe, as well, who'll go behind, but they get the med! What even killed him? I think it was the demo got in.
Yeah, it was. Huge work from him, and it's completely sort of disassembled this whole Chandos. Is having to get out Daga, throwing away his life for Soup 1 on this first point, and considering we saw a 4-minute 20 time out of Soup aggressing this first point, this is not a good spot to be in, but it looks like they're going to have a second hold going, an aggressive one at that, but 90% Uber disadvantage. There's certainly momentum behind Kanker as they are working their way forward. That cart just over the line, and so many people waiting by Baby Doll to break through into the defense of Soup 1 up here.
Absolutely walking over a hill here. The question is, can the sniper hold down the sightline? And it doesn't look like it so far. The Uber's actually going to get popped up, but dropping too early on. It's just onto Kevin right now, and being stuffed by the gun all the way up in the air is Kevin. Stuck in the corner. Pyro coming forward, trying to get the frag. He narrowly dodges the stab from Chuper. Daga going down defensively, though. Didn't see who killed him, but that is not what you want to see. The gun will fall soon. But Unforgiven able to find a quick stab onto the heavy, and then takes a body shot, I believe, from the sniper. In the last second, Kevin aggressively peeking, trying to find some damage in onto Porch here. Gets a lot of damage onto him from the Pyro, but it's not enough. Uber is still full for the defending Soup 1. Chuper's behind, very far behind, so we'll have to come back and see what he's looking to do. Scout edging the cart will get taken down. And here's the soldier. He's getting stuffed as well. This empty. Here goes. He's putting on a show for us right now.
Yeah, Tim Tumcam was a bit of a pain POV here, and we do actually see an Uber coming out of Soup 1. They're going so aggro. They know they have a lot of time to make up, and a huge bomb from Daga does manage to pick up God's air res near instantly there, so that's going to serve them really well here. But a bit of an attempt there from Gambit to get on the medic doesn't quite come good, but does manage to burn out Anti there. Jenny going down as well on the attacking side. Opens a bit of opportunity for Soup 2 to go a bit aggro again over this hill. Another one for Kanker to break.
Daga really just fed in. He jumps over a hill. Also, Ollie is a really good scout, I'm finding, just in the right position all the time, getting some nice meat shots in, and on a 3K right now, maybe not the flashiest player. Now 4K, he'll find Kevin, he'll find the demo. Another huge find from Ollie, playing very well. Spy looking for the sniper on hill right now. Can he find it? Neutrically, it looks like he's winning the 1v1, and he will! Unforgiven, not what you want to see from a Prem Spy. Look at this positioning, though. Red's still so passive.
Yeah, they had 3 players up because people progressively walked forward on their part, and just all fell apart for Kanker. Sorry, for Soup 1 on that defense. So they're going to have to relegate themselves to third, but they've made up a fair bit of time. 8 minutes 40 seconds. Certainly very doable in a hold, and by certainly very doable, I mean it's not that doable, but it can be done.
Yeah, I would look for a team to cap the entire map in 8 minutes 30, so I would really hope that one can do the last 2 points in that amount of time. The Ubers are exchanged, it's just on Pyros, and it looks like blue team is fearful here. They're backing out so far. Dagger's going to take some positioning, trying to get some damage in with his sniper as well, but will lose the sniper. Norby taken out by Kevin. Kevin's going big right now. He'll find the med, and 3 down for the defending team. Chando just 86 health. Pyro's going to do his best. Here's the soldier jumping up. The gun's not wrangled right now. And it will eventually actually find him. Kevin still finding frags. Piping down Dagger there. Honestly, expecting Dagger to be playing a little bit better.
Yeah, a series of progressively more unfortunate events for Soup 1 there. Klin just peeked that corner and just gobbled up 2 pipes from Kevin there, so good entry for his team to get in, and they're just going to have to set up on last. Didn't lose too many of them, but Dagger and Chandor have now just spawned, and they've got a bit of a long slog to get into tiles here. Thankfully, not too much pressure out of Kanker. They're quite contented with sitting around this card, just allowing it to tick over the line, and it's going to have to be a 7-minute 20 defense out Soup 1 on this last point if they want to take this first map here.
Absolutely. We saw a stab there. Nutricula finds the shot onto Dagger. So no defensive demo moment. Once again, they're going to have to try to hold on to tiles here. As Kevin's walking forward, they're going to pop out this Uber onto him. But Kovac doesn't have quite yet onto the defending side. Still stumping this so well is the Pyro doing such good work. Excuse me, Klin. I don't know why I called him Kovac. Casting Essential is telling me that's his name, but it's Klin on the medics. Sorry about that, but that stuff from Inns doing so much work, denying tiles, and now the Uber's going to get popped back, and it's going to be in here. The soldier walking forward, trying to find some frag. They don't have an eye on the medic, and that is what is crucial here.
Yeah, it seems like Dodd did a really excellent job of denying that Uber charge. They were at like 50% disad, and he just completely chunked it there. But Dagger and Chando going down at just the wrong time. Sours their chance of putting up a proper stronghold in this upper area. Klin back of the respawn queue as well is going to be a good opening for Kanker to get their way into top. As I say, Unforgiven does backstab Anti, which is going to slow things down just a little bit, and Soup 1 are regressing back again under. They want upper control. They need upper control if they want to take this map.
Oh, look at these stabs. Oh, Unforgiven. He finds the sniper, but Med turns around just fast enough. Kevin up in tiles, but clock gets deleted there by Dodd. That Pyro has been doing so much work, as aforementioned. One thing I'm looking for is Ollie, who's narrowly evading the spy right now, but maybe getting chased down by this scout instead. A couple of frags going in favor of the defending team right now, as Blue will lose 3. I want to see how many frags Ollie ends up with at the end of this. We're getting ready for a push into tiles right now as the Pyro comes forward, but stuffing it a lot. Unforgiven looking for the decloak onto Kevin. He's going to be stuffing, or body blocking a little bit. No frag onto the defending medic as Flynn will stay alive and maybe ready for... no, he's just going to stay up. He's not going to go in. I was hoping maybe they would want to try to get a wipe onto Ares there, but not going to go for it.
Yeah, there's so many numbers down right now. They really can't afford to risk it, particularly their flank as well. So the under control just not quite there, but I can imagine with their spawners, they might just about tempt it. Dagger getting picked up by Nutricula. Certainly not going to make things too easy for them, but they still have a 50% advantage here, but nobody with which to aggress it with. 4 players down on the side of Soup 1. On defense, really not ideal here. Chupa and Nutricula putting in a really good shift here. The cart's slowly ticking forward, not too far away from that cliff, and if Soup keep losing the numbers at the rate they are, this is going to become a near impossible task for them.
Yeah, Scout's still on cart right now. We saw a frag there onto the med though. I believe that's a draw. And that is the crucial frag that they would be looking for. Ollie dancing around, or Trooper dancing around Ollie, but now it's going to get caught out by Dodd on the Pyro. Some good damage in to find him. Staying up in tiles though right now still is the red team. Soup able to retake that positioning. And this Pyro, is Pyro jetpacking? How did... No, just good movement. Never mind. Dodd finding a way into clock. I just see him appear in the shutter, or in the windows. And we do have crits up on the blue team right now, so we'll have to see if they're able to find anything. 50% for Soup 1 on their Uber.
Yeah, they've quite consistently been getting in, wiping out 4 or 5 frags every time, but still not being able to take the position. The post-Uber fight never seems to go their way, so they're going to build it up now. Of course, will have an advantage here, but they've got to act quickly with it and hope they don't get shut down by any of Dagger's traps. Of course, no invulnerability with the crits, so... they're going to have to be a bit wise about it, perhaps send a sack in before, try and create a realm distraction, and really
here it comes!
Coming straight out.
Oh, can they find this medic though? They're at 94% so far unsuccessful as there's the counter pop finally onto this medic, but they did find 4 frags early on. Now the question is, can the red Uber find anything in the late fight? Trying to get onto the cart right now is the med, as Inna's going to cap this one out with 309 remaining. the expectation was they would be able to, but a fairly good hold there from Soup One.
Yeah, I mean, that was that victory wasn't anywhere near as comfortable as it could or should have been. But we are actually going to go into our second map of this first best of 3 on Upward here. We have got defending first now is Soup One and Kanker Esports. On the offense, it is the Season 24 Premiership Highlander Qualifiers. It's me, Meer, here with Godfather and Wiethoofd on production. And I think Soup One have a tall order to come up against after putting up not the best time on their initial offense. They've got to hope for a pretty solid D this time around, and Kanker have got something to say about it.
For sure, looking to see an early med find here, or at least a force get something out of the red team. Medics were playing pretty darn similarly, I believe, especially in stats here. On the first round, as I cheated a bit and looked through logs. So I'm looking to see if we can get a med drop, get a med force, an early bomb coming in from Kevin, Gambit, maybe Tim Tom also gets in on that, but only time will tell what Kanker Esports decides to come out with here. Sniper's going to be looking for each other early on, as always. Unforgiven up on that roof, he'll be calling out the plan from that high ground, able to do so much. Schubert somehow able to slip behind, even though Pyro was looking for him. Nice movement there from him. Looks like Anti-2 took a headshot. Here comes the sack. Gambit getting up onto Playground. Kevin in. Unable to find too much, though, as they'll all get gunned down, and the Uber actually is forced out. That's the crucial thing. Exactly what I was looking for them to get done early on, and Ares is back in spawn. And we'll hold on to that Uber. So a beautiful sack wave early on from Kanker, getting a lot of work done.
Yeah, quite impressively losing 6. Getting no frags, but getting that all-important Uber off really solid from them. They have managed to pick off the enemy sniper as well, which is going to mean they can move up with some insurance, but they get forced so early back there. They're trying to get forward with their full advantage, and Soup One really not keen for it. Back out nice and early and going to try and set up on this hill area now. They're missing just Norby and Ollie right now, so they're going to have a bit of a time delay. Kanker Esports 60% behind on the overcharge advantage. The Dagger is out on his own. He's pretty weak here as well. Kevin's got something to say about it, but just manages to slip away to the safety of his combo.
Look at this positioning, so much early aggression from the side of Kanker Esports. They'll eventually find the frag onto Daga, and no Demo Man trying to hold down this point is so difficult. Beefs down in tunnel, maybe trying to stall out the car a little while longer, but he'll get cleaned up by Gambit there. And this is looking very strong from Kanker, getting that 113 first. Exactly what you want to see early on. Some beautiful Highlander gameplay. Gambit will catch out the Pyro, but a lot of good damage onto the gun. There's Chopper, excuse me, he'll find the NG. But Dodd is able to Pyro that gun, keep it alive a little while longer as the Uber is popped out by the red team. And now the counter pops in. Tim Tom and Kevin both going forward, and a beautiful double bomb. The coordination there is too much. Only 3 alive. The combo is all that stands from Soup One right now. The cap will come forward, and this sniper's trying to spawn camp. Taga goes huge, though, finding a lot of frags with the help of his heavy right now. Unable to find the medic, and here's the scout trying to be behind. Can he get anything? No, Jenny will fly away into his demise, and Clint stays alive a little while longer.
Yeah, that was a huge double bomb out of Tim Tom and Kevin there. That really opened up Soup One on the defense there. They overstayed their welcome a little bit, but managed to sleep out with Clint intact, so a slight Uber advantage to them. They set up on third there on this hill area. Very little disruption to the car of Kanker Esports so far. Just a couple of sack waves and a couple of Uber charges is all that has stopped this ×3 rolling forward for them.
Trooper finding a stab onto Daga once again. Daga, I think, falling a little bit more frequently or at inopportune times compared to Kevin, who now has free reign to spam out this damage. Dodd's going to do his best to prevent that damage from getting towards his combo, and doing a good job at that. An even Uber situation now, as we'll see the push get ready to go forward, but Unforgiven finds 2. Nice chain stab there. The Ubers will be exchanged now. Gambit maybe a little caught out. We'll have to see. Trooper going for the decloak onto the heavy right now. Will find the stab. No one has their ears open, including the med, as Unforgiven finds the drop onto God's Eras. And that is all that really matters here for Soup One. That's all they care about. Finding that med kill is beautiful for them.
Yeah, Unforgiven opened them up a little bit there. Picking up 2 frags at the apex of that Uber charge, and then getting Medic in the post puts them in a really solid position for this third hold now. They are missing Dagger once more, and Kanker is sort of seeking this as an opportunity to take up the space, go a bit aggro. We've got Anti in the shithouse area here, and so many players pressuring Shando in Banana. Kevin pretty weak, does get picked off by Ollie, and it could be a bit of a collapse coming out of Soup 1 as the car is about to go off the line.
That
4
is
minutes.
the cap. Ooh.
Yeah, a 4-minute offense is certainly nothing to be grumbled about. Gurgosh's gun does go down as well. Soup 1 scrambling their way into upper tile area with their Uber charge. Kanker just 20% behind now. Are going to look to have something to say about it.
Did Anna just spot forward into a revved up heavy and try to shotgun him? Because I think he did. That was fun to watch. We saw a reflect kill onto Tim Tom as well. Don has these reflex down, I suppose. Has the ping for it. Just doing a good job here tonight. But what are you expecting to see coming up here for this push?
Of course, like, Kanker really want to just seal this map off here, so they want to get nice and quickly into this upper area. The Uber coming up pretty quickly, a couple trades. No pick classes up really for Soup, losing both Norby and Unforgiven. Not too many people dying in this upper area, but with the pick advantage, it could open up a bit of an opportunity for an upper retake.
This collapse, oh, it's almost perfect. Dodd now has to drop to Cart. The headshot from Norby onto Chuber, I don't know how he hit that. I think the decloak was just right in his line of sight. And Daga almost getting caught here by Tim Tom, but just barely staying alive. Waiting for these flank classes to respawn before another push, I think, is the plan from Kanker.
Yeah, certainly so. Of course, both teams quite happy to let the Ubers just tick up. Kanker, they've got so much time on their side. They had such a time save over the first 3 points. They can afford to take this a bit more slowly. They just want one solid push. They don't need to do anything crazy.
What is that? The heavy just kind of standing there back against a spy. Thought it was the wall, checking everywhere except behind him, and that'll be an opening frag onto the heavy. And now such aggression coming forward. Even Ubers, as the Ubers will not be exchanged. A couple of frags going both ways, losing the blue heavy. Now the question is, can Todd stay alive a little while longer? The air blasts are going every which way. Tim Tom finding a frag. The flanks are down. The pick glasses are down. Both for the side of Soup, but a nice frag onto Kevin might be enough to keep holding this down. As no, it won't.
Gambit's in.
It will be able to clean things up.
Yeah, it looks like in spite of sort of these Uber trades going on, Soup 1 never seem to lose many players, but they just cannot get the position they need, and that cap does go over the line. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. That's blistering. That's fast.
Under 7 is very, very fun to see. I usually think of Upward as a bit of a slower map just because there are opportunities to get in a pretty solid hold, but Soup 1 was on their back foot sorry, excuse me. Yeah, Soup 1 was on their back foot there. Who is defending?
Who is defending?
The defending team! It was Kanker was defending there. No.
Soup 1 were defending there.
So I was right the first time. Casting Essentials screws me up so often because now I see the score on my HUD as Soup 1 having 4 and Kanker having 0. Sorry about that. I'm a little tired. But anyway.
Don't worry, nobody noticed. It's fine. So, defending now, Kanker Esports, really solid position, 6 minutes 30. I think ultimately for them, it's about insurance. It's about not slipping up. It's about not being as greedy as they were the first time around because it completely dismantled their second and third hold. So, a solid first, solid second, solid third, solid fourth. Instead of just trying to cling onto points for the sake of it, they need to be a bit more careful with this if they want to seal this out. It's certainly very doable. It's certainly, like, I'd say quite easy for them. But Soup 1 have got a big name to call, a big number to put up. Dagger is straight in there, but gets denied pretty heavily by the gun. So a semi-unsuccessful first sack wave, only getting Kevin for their efforts. Chando is positioning himself on the open side, potentially to go in with their second sack wave, but they don't have too much time to play with to run multiple sacks here.
Yeah, they really just gotta get one and done and go for it, but unable to find that medic force or kill, as we saw from their counterparts earlier. that is the crucial difference between this opening play from Soup 1. Kanker Esports is going to hold on a little while longer here, and we've seen before, if they can hold on, it's going to be a very slow time and a very arduous process to cap this first. I say that though, and here comes another attempt getting forward. A very aggressive defensive gun is going to do a lot of work for the defending team. Soup 1 only have 3 alive here as Flynn has to stay in spawn, and some BM going in chat as well. I didn't see what that was about.
Yeah, so Kanker, in losing a few numbers, managed to retain their teleport, so they might be there just about in time, but these are the times that you need to be really careful about slipping out here. Take the Uber trade, get out, don't get too greedy with it. You need a second hold here, and it looks like that might just be the play as Ubers are traded on tracks. Car is still pretty far back, so that might be something of note, but so many players down on the side of Kanker. God's Errors and Kevin are just going to have to try and slip out as best they can, with Jenny getting set up on this hill area now and waiting for Soup 1's secondary offense there.
With only 440 to try to push in these 3 points, this is a very tall task for the side of Soup 1. Gotta find some opening frags and not lose their med. Crucial to keep him alive through this process. Trying to get, looks like they're not even going to take too much space onto the hill, and that is exactly what Kanker is looking for. Able to hold down a sight line a little bit better, nor be peeking aggressively. Has to be careful though. And now finally they'll get onto hill.
Yeah, of course, Kanker, as we said, gonna have to play an insurance game here. They can't afford to feed too many players because they want a third. They want a passive second hold, so that's the whole point of this aggro second hold. They are in position to back up if needs be. We do see a pause. Interesting.
We see a pause right as I don't think anyone can see him. Look at this spy, Unforgiven. I think he's right about to decloak onto this med, and no one knows it. It won't be too much longer. Here's the decloak, or the unpause, excuse me.
Oh,
or the decloak right now, and he will get it! Unforgiven! The crucial play there. Finding the drop onto the med. That opens a little bit more up for Soup 1. They have this full Uber. They have good time on cart. Relative, but with... I'll have to have my HUD fix itself in a moment, but we're still around desperation times. You got to keep times 3 on cart.
Yeah, they've got about sort of just over 3 minutes now to progress it over 2 points. We know that last is one of the more difficult ones to break, and a good entry is the headshot combo with the sticky onto Kevin. It does open good opportunity for Soup 1 to rob forward. They're all the way up this hill now. Managed to get anti-2 in that banana area too. It's just a bit of a collapse, but that cart's so far back. They haven't even got times 3 on it just yet, and the backstab from Chupa onto Ollie there is certainly going to slow down things a little bit more. It's just a bit of chaos. Players trying to take some position, but the spawners coming out of Kanker just a little too much for Soup 1 to deal with.
Oh, Daga maybe going to get chased down by the flank, just barely escaping. Finally now dies to the spy. I guess it takes 3 to kill Zaga here, but he dies once again. That's really all that matters. But with these fast respawns, looks like Soup 1 is going to keep trying to move this cart forward. 2:45 to play. Losing Kevin defensively might be just what they need to stop all that spam. And it doesn't look like we have a strong hold set up from Kanker right now.
They certainly have a little bit of time. Soup 1 sort of tried to get that aggro position going a little bit before, but just got shut down by the sort of spawners coming out of Kanker there. He does it again. Oh dear. I wouldn't want to walk into a revved up heavy, to be frank. So Soup 1 do get that car over the third line. 2 minutes to push last. Certainly very doable here, and very impressive given the order that they had to call to. And this positioning in upper tile area, near uncontested by anyone bar Nutricular, is certainly going to serve them well. But as Takelin does drop the Jenny.
Oh, that is so sad to see. Yeah, you really hate to see that. Now that demo man kind of isolated up top. Dodd the only one really with him. A couple of frags able to go in favor of the blue team here, but look, behind is the Uber coming up onto Gambit primarily, I believe, and red team Kanker Esports will be able to hold on to their tiles now with that repush. Unforgiven's going to be looking for a stab, in just a moment, I think.
Yeah, looks like they paused for an Unforgiven disconnect, but just only very respectful. He's doing huge work in slowing them down here.
He gets in and he's going to find them. Oh, Ares just won the 1v1 there, but losing his pyro now has to escape. Nutricular's going to have the headshot onto Dodd. Good time on cart there. 1 minute remaining. Trooper's really got a touch here, get the stab. Looks like he'll be able to. Now Daga and Clint up top in tiles, getting some good damage in. Looks like Ollie's on cart right now. He'll finally go down, but this is looking very good suddenly for Soup. And with now some players respawning defensively, Aries sitting up in this top right pub spot. Not
50%
seen.
ad.
Now he drops down. Oh yeah, they do have ad here on the side of the blue team. Maybe going to go for an exchange soon. Or use,
look how aggro Kanker are here. If Soup can identify this and go into them quickly, this could be an absolute crush. It looks like they're panicking a little bit, committing players to got a little too early. They've allowed Kanker to get their Uber up. Oh, they do pop eventually now. 24 seconds left. This is going to be a tall order with the numbers down. Dagger, of course, so crucial to Soup 1. But they're just hanging on to their Uber. They're being so greedy with it. They've had 50% ad. They've allowed it just to wait. Kanker even used in that time. And 13 seconds left. They need to do something.
They're going to finally drop onto Car. A lot of point presence there, but the Heavy's going to die. The Engine's going to get off. Dagger's got the Uber fading on him. Just a beam. Now just the medic. 3 seconds remaining. They can't get it done.
That was an opportunity squandered by Soup 1 there. Kanker had 4 combo members just sitting around that corner of main. They had 50% Uber advantage in hand. If they Ubered in there, that would have been an absolute crunch. But that was really unfortunate. Soup 1 could have had that in the bag. Kanker pick up the dub in this first map of the best of 3 we're seeing here.
We'll take a look at logs here.
I mean, I think Dagger picking up 51 frags.
We should be getting closer to readying up. Looks like Daga has readied up his team. We have given the signal that Cass is all ready. Huge shout out to the people during the match who were giving us some donations with bits, subscribing. Truly appreciated. All that goes towards production and casters. So huge shout out to those people.
I have belief that Soup 1 can put up a pretty chunky fight as we do start this map 2. It is product. It is the Season 24 Premiership Qualifiers. Soup 1 versus Kanker Esports. Kanker in the red, Soup 1 in the blue. And Dagger storming to this mid.
And Ollie will pick up that first frag onto Kevin. Demo down, crucial. Once again, as aforementioned, Ollie putting in some good work early on. Kevin saying, what the frickin' chat here, as he doesn't know why he died so quickly. Now Jenny going down as well, 2 early frags on to the Kanker Esports, and now the bomb comes forward, and a beautiful play there, as well as some stabs. Clint gonna go down, Daga down, Norby unforgiven, 4 die for both sides, but the combo lives for Kanker. Cap will be first to Soup 1.
Yeah, I mean, it would look like it was going really poorly for Kanker, but then I'm gonna call him Tank Tum, came in with a huge bomb, managed to kill their medic there. Habib attempting to replicate the same level of success onto God's Aries, but gets reflected and air piped by Kevin. So does mean that Kanker put themselves in good stead at the start of this round here. 70% Uber advantage in hand, and the pick onto Norby is only going to compound with that.
Absolutely, winning that sniper 1v1 here is going to be crucial. And there's a demo up in the skybox once again. The NG is just able to keep them in the air and gun them down eventually. Here's Habib trying to get us another bomb in, but nothing there but the respawn timer. Norby is up on this rock, but has to back off and then find kind of a fadeaway shot onto the soldier. That was a pretty nice play. Here's the spy, Unforgiven, trying to get onto this medic, but the pyro is waiting for him. Gambit will find another frag in that. Here comes a bit of a push forward from the side of Soup 1, getting their pyro forward, getting their demo forward. Gotta be careful. Where's the sniper is the question they have to be asking here, as medics peeking the sightline, getting some good cap time in. The Uber pops out from the side of Kanker Esports first. Now coming back in is the blue team, but getting stuffed once again by Gambit, and they haven't even capped this point out before they're going to have to back off and regroup a little bit, and Inna with the revenge bits will pick up Ollie.
Yeah, it looks like Kanker really keen to force Soup 1's hand, make a decision, but losing anti-neutricula there does make things a little bit more awkward. Kevin's doing what he can on that point, gets dodged so painfully weak, but the cap ultimately does go over the line for Soup 1. It's ticking down in their favor. They're a minute behind Kanker right now. Uber's pretty even as well. A couple of numbers down on the side of Soup 1, and it's going to have to be a return coming out of Kanker here to reclaim this point, and Jenny going down is not going to make things too easy on them.
They really need to shut down Norby here if they want to get forward. It looks like Neutricula is going to be looking for that sideline. Trooper finds the soldier, will help out his flank a little bit more here, but now Timtum's going to go down. Here's a little bit of pressure onto point, as Unforgiven did find that stab onto the sniper. We might be seeing Soup 1 getting ready to come back in, but Look at this heavy up on concrete, such a forward play, and it's working out for him so far.
Yeah, so again, we're seeing Kanker retake that point in spite of the equal Uber Soup. It did have to let it slip with their numbers down. So I can imagine we'll see some form of aggression. They're going to try and force Kanker's hands to Uber over this point, and Dagger being so aggressive with it as well. It does mean that they have a slightly better Uber on the side of Soup 1, but ultimately not a lot coming of it. Just a bit of position, just forcing their hand a little bit. 3 numbers down does mean it's going to be a bit of a change of pace for Soup 1 as they're just hurtling around their medic in this pocket.
The pick class is doing work across the board right now. We're below 1 minute in this first round remaining on the clock for Kanker, so hopefully Soup 1 will be getting ready for another play, but there goes Clint. He finally falls as Anti-2 will find the frag. Heavy getting that medic frag is crucial. I'm saying crucial a lot here. Doesn't mean any less. Here's Jenny getting it sniped down. And it'll be a little while longer, I guess, before the side of Soup is really able to hold on to a point.
Yeah, they can't really afford for a sack wave here, which is how they've sort of been, which is what their game plan seems to be centered around. So they just want to apply a bit of pressure to the cap, but Ollie going down, really not where you want to be. A Trooper managing to pick off Norby as well just makes things so much easier for Kanker Esports as they're looking to return into Soup. The time is ticking down very timely. And they have a pretty chunky Uber advantage here as well. Losing a few numbers at the apex there. It's just going to have to be a bit of cleanup. Dagger is in, Chando is in, Ollie is in, but ultimately they're just going to be swarmed by Kanker in this first round as it goes across the line for them. They are now 1 round up.
I guess I'm eating my words a little bit because Soup 1 is unable to win these DM fights. Just not enough there from it. I'm looking for Dagger to really get some good damage in and Ollie to follow up on the damage, find those frags. We saw that early on, but didn't really see it once again. We'll get it on to the second mid. Ollie and Daga, Jenny and Kevin are the first there, as expected. Norby, first of all though, as he will lose the SVS, that will open up a little bit more room for the side of Kanker Esports. Here's a lot of aggression from them. They're getting forward, getting some good damage in his Daga. And there's the med kill. Habib goes big. Not beefing that rocket. Finds the kill. And now Clint staying alive in his pocket. Trooper's going to be looking for a stab in a moment though, so Don has to be aware of that. Now dying though might open things up a little bit further. Look at these stabs and the frags. Clint actually takes out the spy. Pick classes doing well right now for Kanker.
Yeah, Nutricular really pulling that one through, of course, winning the SVS at the apex of that mid, and they're managing to pick off those really, really crucial classes to allow his team to push that over the line. Really, really good. So Kanker in these fights seem to be playing a lot better as a cohesive team, and Nutricular does manage to pick off Dagger, so it's just going to be a solo scout Uber, a bit of a sandblaster. And they do manage to get God's Air for it, which I suppose is not something to be grumbled at. Certainly does open a bit of opportunity to take this cap over the line for them, but it is just Dodd as it stands. Kevin, the only one returning for now, and it looks like they might just slip this one over the line, but Nutricular is going absolutely huge, shutting down so many players on the side of Soup 1.
He finds another, he's on a 6k. This man needs to be stopped as he rotates around. Going to take a little bit of a different angle. Unforgiven, I think was trying to spawn camp and got juggled up in the air. Now is trying to escape around the house, and as there's another frag onto Gergos, this Enchi just can't stay alive, neither alive on the field. Things are going to slow down a little bit before Jenny and the rest of his team are in a position to really take this. Now in pocket, he's decided Kanker, Unforgiven lurking around, going for the decloak. Can he find the medic? Oh, misses the first time, misses the second, but he's gone out. Heavy will turn around and gun him down. Maybe an opportunity for Soup 1 to hold on a little while longer. What do you think, Meer?
Yeah, they're certainly going to hope for that. It is an Uber advantage in their favour as well. They've got a fair few numbers up as it stands as well, so certainly can look to return once the aggression comes forward. And Tim Tom does bomb in. He gets right into pocket, but Pyro ultimately does deny a couple of his rockets, but that creates an excellent distraction for them to counterpoint. Anti-2 goes down straight away. Uber is out of Soup, and they're trying to get as deep as they can, but God's Air is way out of there through main, so going to put them in good stead to retake this point. Once their spawners are up, they are just missing Kevin now on that spawn wave, and a couple ancillary players in the form of Daga, Unforgiven and Habib stuck on their side, just asking to be cleaned up by Kanker here as they meander their way towards point.
This full Uber getting ready. Nutricula's on an 8k. This guy, I said it before, he needs to be stopped. Trooper's going to find the stab onto the sniper once again. as the red team flooding onto point. Ares doesn't even have to pop. There's no threat to him right now. It looks like Kanker in a good position to take another map here unless we see Soup really turn things around.
Yeah, I mean, Kanker seem to quite consistently have an uber advantage in these fights. They're having to throw her beef at those instead of the sniper, and it's you know, not working out for them because he's just never dying and he's just popping heads in every team fight. Even if Soup 1 managed to pull up an uber advantage, they're 15% away from it now. And God's Ares stood behind point, ready to charge forward with his team. A bit of pressure being applied by Soup 1 in the form of Dodd, and they're taking the aggro position. They want to go forward here now. Their uber charge is up, and Norby going down there.
A 9K! This Norby is having a rough day. It is just nothing's there for him. We'll see. Clint, is that a drop? No, not a drop. Or it's a med find. Regardless, sounds like it was a drop here from Wiethoofd. Uber was popped out by God's Ares, and that's exactly what they needed to keep holding on. About even time on the clock right now. A beautiful push.
Yeah, Kevin managing to get that pipe onto Clint, picking him off, just made it so easy for them. Time pretty even right now, but Kanker definitely on the front foot here as Soup 1 have got something to say about it. Kevin's got some pretty nice traps set up on point, of course, want to eliminate the cap pressure, and Dagger just goes all the way over by himself, gets it denied eventually, surfs into the moon, gets picked up by Anti-2, and his team just comes in afterwards. But is it too little too late? They really need to be committing forward as a team, but it just doesn't seem to be happening here.
Nutric, a lurking presence right now, hasn't found too many recently. He's peeking from concrete right now, just trying to find something on top pocket, looking for the heavy perhaps. And we have this demo, the scout coming forward, finding some good damage, but the men dies on the other side of things. Absolutely devastating to see, and now Habib winning the flank fight as well. Trying to get behind perhaps in a moment if he can shut anything down, but 2 go back for him. Nutric finds another onto Daga, and this guy's unstoppable.
Yeah, I'd say above all else, it's frustrating to play against. It can really make you lose your mojo as a team. It's just a source of frustration. It's an unknown quantity at all times, and when they've got this much of a hold over the game, particularly with Kevin going across, whenever there's any sort of pressure out of Soup 1, it's really not great to deal with. And they've gone for another Sandblast Uber on Dolly. Dagger does commit in, but gets dropped really unfortunately by that mini sentry. So many players on point. Looks like they will get the cap, but not quite picking up the frags they wanted. And the block actually does come in from Chupa as well. There's so many numbers down. Flynn is caught out on his own, just Chupa charge forward, and it's all fallen apart for Soup 1. It's overtime for Kanker, and they are going to close out this second round pretty comfortably.
Even losing Nutricular there, who I think finished on a 10, maybe 11 before finally going down, but the team play, the damage was too much, and 2-0 will be the score. I'll certainly let you take us through what will quite possibly be the last mid of this game.
Yeah, Soup 1 really needs to pick it up. Dagger's doing huge work, but there's just not anyone coming over with him, so gonna hope to rectify that in this third round here if they want any chance of getting their spot in Prem. So both teams just playing it pretty slowly, just healing themselves up. Ollie going down early, not gonna serve them too well, but they've managed to get Nutricular, which we've seen has been a real crucial part of this whole 3 players down on the side of Kanker. It's gonna be a good opportune for Dagger and Gurgosh to walk across point here. They're gonna seal out this cap. God's Ares managing to survive on the side of Kanker. It does mean it's going to be really nearly equal Ubers. Jenny commits in.
Oh!
Doesn't quite get him. That would have been, that I would have described as a little bit cheeky.
Absolutely, that would have been a cheese play, if you will, to be able to find that. Matt's going to be sitting in pocket here. A little bit better Uber for Clint, as actually losing 2 right now. He's decided Kanker, so working their way further forward will be hard without that pyro. Looking for Norby right now to find the nice shot onto Ina, but I don't think that's who he's looking for. Uber's popped out onto Kevin by the side of Kanker. I believe that was a force, and here's the push coming back in, but they can't find them, and now they do. Nice job there by Norby. Hits the body shot in the end to find the med frag. And the side of Soup 1 maybe looking a little bit better in this round.
Now, I'm no expert, but what I have noticed is every time Nutricula's gone down, Soup 1 seem to be able to play a lot more aggressive and actually hold on to this point for an extended period of time. But
almost
I'm not sure whether those two relate. I don't know. But
almost as if the sniper is powerful, debatably too powerful on KOF product. But who am I to say? I'm just a caster.
Exactly.
Exactly. We have no rights.
So Soup 1 managing to tick down the time now. They're a minute 20 ahead, and a huge bomb coming in from Tim Tom. Only manages to get one rocket off, but it puts in a good position for the committal to come across. Kevin sweeps him up as he attempts to hide in the dispenser like a good Highlander medic would. And Kanker managed to get their first cap of the round. 1.5 minutes to catch up on Soup 1, but certainly very doable based on their performance thus far. 60% Uber advantage in hand, and just 2 players down. Nutricular getting in his groove. Switch to the Razorback. He knows that he has a target on his back for the time being.
I was seeing Norby. I think he found a 4K early on. I don't know if he's... Yeah, he's still alive. Here's a double bomb coming in onto the combo. Ares in trouble, and will get cleaned up. A beautiful reflect by Gambit will find a kill, but that's not enough with so many players flooding in there. Losing a lot in total on the sack wave, but that will be worth it in the end.
Yeah, a complete night and day to what we've seen out of Soup 1 so far this game. Every single sack wave from them has been so fragmented, and you can see the success rate just really not there. But they all 4 of them go at the same time, and it was just easy for them. Dagger perhaps staying alive a little bit too long does slow things down slightly, but a good committal onto Cliff does mean that Ollie's made good space for his team.
Crits on the side of Kanker. Excuse me, a little bit of tongue twister there. Nice shot by Nutricular, finds Dagger. Now he's looking for a beef, it looks like. We'll see if he's able to find another frag. Norby's up on Rock, trying to get the counter snipe in. Here's Unforgiven, looking for the combo. Ares is in trouble once again, but it looks like he'll live this time. No one really committing in. Got good point presence right now from the side of Soup, as Aldi will get sniped down. It's not looking good in the post push. And it's only 3 alive.
The drop!
The drop, Nutricular, and now this crits is for free.
They need to send 3 players to shut Nutricular down perma. Just spawn camp him. Get him gone. They cannot move at all so long as that man is alive. He's putting in a real solid shift for his team. Basically, I would say carrying at times, but the teamwork overall is pretty good out of them. So Soup 1 going to try and get this cap over the line, but Nutricula's just popping heads. It's frustrating.
Oh no! The stab! No crits allowed here, as Unforgiven will find the med drop. But Nutricula is still doing so much work, trying to rotate across. Norby's peeking him right now. Now he's looking for Clint. Anything onto the combo is a good frag. Here's a little bit of pressure in. Tip top. Go! My God! Deleted in the sky. That is what you want to see from a Prem player. Absolutely beautiful. And Dagger going down as well. This is not looking good for Soup. And the recap will come back. It's about 60 seconds on the clock for both sides, though.
Yeah, Tank Tom just opened Soup 1 there, allowing Kanker to get the cap over the line. It's down in their favour now, pretty equal on the time. Many numbers down. Soup 1 and Kanker just going to have to look to set up a bit of a D, get ready to collapse onto Soup as they commit forward. They got a 50% Uber advantage in hand as well, which should serve them well as Dagger is looking to return.
No! Nutricular body shots Clint. There's no hope. Oh, this is so sad to see. Nutricular on the 9K right now, and these crits are back up. He finds Dagger for a 10. And God's Ares, I'm thinking he's just going to pop this with like 10 seconds to go. No, he finally gets counter-fragged. There we go. Norby will pick that up eventually. Here's Unforgiven. Look for the stab, but no, we'll get found by the Pyro there. He did find Kevin. That will definitely limit the effectiveness of these crits.
It's the laser beams.
Decides to go forward. The laser beams, though, getting so much work done. And here's Trooper looking for anything. He'll go down. It's just Clint alive in the pocket, somehow able to escape. But with 3 seconds remaining, that will be game. Kanker Esports will go on to play Prem here, winning 2 maps to 0.
Yeah, really unfortunate result there.
I opened up logs, and Nutricula 28, 2 and 9 with 571 damage per minute. Hit 24 headshot kills.
Yeah. So Kanker secure their spot in Prem. Soup 1 should have a bit more of a comfortable time in Division 1 should they choose to progress. Shout out to you, shout out to the viewers, and shout out to the players. We've got Season 24 coming up, gang.
Absolutely looking forward to that, as you've already mentioned, and the players, the viewers, everybody who was able to donate some bits and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to, follow some socials, check out the merch. Everything you donate does end up going to the casters, so we appreciate your support 100%. And it was a pleasure, as always, casting here on Critscast. So we saw some ETF2L Highlander Season 24 Prem qualifiers. Kanker Esports will go on to Prem after defeating Soup 1. Have a good night.
Hi, old beaver! Away!